Hello students, welcome to the physics class. Today we discuss the magnetic field due to current in a solenoid. In last class we discussed about the magnetic field due to a current for a circular loop or in a circular loop. Okay, and it looks like this. And from this we also get one information for creating the poles. If the current flows clockwise direction, that side will be the south pole. If the current flows anti-clockwise direction, that side north pole is formed. Okay, and also we understand if we increase the number of turns in the coil, the strength of the magnetic field also increases. And if we increase the magnitude or the amount of current, then the magnetic strength of the magnetic field or the power of the magnetic field also increases. Okay. Now today we discuss the magnetic field due to a current in a solenoid. So first of all, what do you mean by solenoid? In class 8 we also studied this solenoid, the terms about the solenoid when we discuss about the electromagnet. So this is a solenoid means one kind of electromagnet. So what do you mean by solenoid? Solenoid is the structure of the wire. So here what happened? A coil, a wire, conducting wire is wounded over a conducting material. Here we use the soft iron core to increase the strength of the magnetic field. Okay. So this structure, this shape like this is called helical split. This shape is called helical shape. So this helical shape of the coil is called solenoid. Okay. And inside this coil we placed one soft iron core. Any magnetic substance you use, but for better result, to get the better strong magnet, okay, we use the soft iron core. This is the diagram. Here we use the soft iron core. One coil is wounded over this side. So one side of the coil is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Another side of the coil is connected to the negative terminal of the battery via a key. This dotted line means the opposite side of a soft iron core, the wire. Okay. Now when we on the switch will be on, or during the closed circuit, what happened? Current flows from the positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal of the battery, and if we placed any magnetic substance here, that will be deflected by this solenoid. So that means and we also know from the Oersted experiment, when a current is flowing through a conducting wire, electric field as well as the magnetic field also created around it. And we see the similar field pattern, field pattern as that of a bar magnet for this case also. The magnetic field line started from North Pole to South Pole. Now the question is how we understand this side is North Pole and this side is South Pole. In last class we discussed about this clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Suppose this is a soft iron core. One wire is wounded over it. So the current flowing through this wire. Now if we see this coil like this way. Okay. So if this way, if the current, the direction of the current is clockwise, so that means this side is South Pole. Now if the opposite side, if this side current direction is anti-clockwise direction, that means this end of the soft iron core is a North Pole. So here you see that if we see this soft iron core like this way, so this side is a anti-parallel. This side the current will flow. That's why this side is North Pole and this side is a South Pole. Clear? So this is the magnetic field due to the current in a solenoid. This helical shape of a conducting coil wire is called solenoid. For a better result or to increase the strength of the magnetic field, we use the soft iron core. Now, next topic, it's a very important topic. First, because it has some one application in your syllabus. So before we going to that application, first of all, we understand this rule or this law. What is the name of this law? Fleming's. This is one scientist name. Fleming's left hand rule. Very, very important. Two related to Fleming's. Two rules are there. Fleming's left hand rule and Fleming's right hand rule. So first, today we discuss only the Fleming's left hand rule. So what is the Fleming's left hand rule? Fleming's left hand rule states if we stretch the thumb, forefinger and the middle finger of our left hand in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. So this is my left hand, thumb, forefinger, middle finger. So we stretch this three like this way. So this thumb and the forefinger, angle between them is 90 degree. Forefinger and middle finger 90 degree. Thumb and middle finger also 90 degree. So we stretch like this way. Thumb, forefinger and the middle finger in such way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now, if forefinger, this finger, if forefinger gives the direction of magnetic field and middle finger gives the direction of current, then the thumb will give the direction of force. In this way you write, if the question is there state Fleming's left hand rule, please don't write like this way, that three fingers are perpendicularly each other, then thumb represent the force, forefinger represent the magnetic field and middle finger represent the current. Because what we calculate here, we find out the direction of force and that will represent by thumb. So that line we write at last. First of all, these two fingers, what is denoted? First we mention that one, then we last line, then the thumb will represent the direction of force. So once again, we just state this law. In our left hand, if we stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other, then if forefinger represent the magnetic field, middle finger represent current, direction of current, then the thumb will represent or gives us the direction of force. Clear? See this diagram like this way. This is the thumb, this is the forefinger, this is the middle finger. Okay, this is a normal diagram. Normally we can say that for understanding, this is thumb, forefinger, FF means forefinger, which denotes the direction of magnetic field. Middle finger, MF, is represent current. Okay, so how we remember this law? It's a very unique law is there. How we remember? Force, this is first letter, that is F. Magnetic field, first letter is M. Current, first letter is current, the C. So for left hand rule, you just first of all you remember that this left hand rule is used for find out the direction of force. Direction of force. Which kind of force? The force which exerted by the magnetic field on the conducting substances or conducting wire or a conductor. Okay, so you just keep it in your mind that left hand rule we use, last line we use the thumb one. Okay, so this is force, this is magnetic field, this is current, F, B, C. So if we compare with our family, in your family how many members are there? I know in many family many members are there, grandfather, but in my family my mother, my dad, my brother also be there. So how that means me and my brother are the children of my father and mother. So like this way you remember this is a father, force, father, magnetic field, mother, current, children or child, father, mother, child rule. Fleming's left hand rule, father, mother, child rule. If you remember like this way, then you can easily write down the statement of the Fleming's left hand rule. But just you remember that in Fleming's left hand rule, you write the force, direction of force at last. That means that what the thumb represent, that one you write at last. So father represent the force, mother represent the magnetic field, current represent the child or children represent the current. Okay, so let's once again we state this one. What the statement of Fleming's left hand rule? If we stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger of our left hand in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other, then if forefinger represent magnetic field, that is mother, middle finger represent the direction of current, that is children, then thumb will gives us the direction of force. Clear? In this way you can remember this law easily. And it has one very important application in your syllabus, that is electric motor. Whenever we discuss the function or working principle of electric motor, or when we find out the direction of force, we use this law. Understand? Now we discuss the force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. That's why we studied this one at first, because this law we used here to find out the direction of force. So force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. That means if we placed a straight current carrying conductor inside the magnetic field perpendicularly, then this magnetic field exert a force on it. Okay, and using the Fleming's left hand rule, we find out or we measure the direction of that force, in which direction force is applied, right side, left side, up side, down side. Okay, practically the derivation of this force is not included in your syllabus. Just to remember, mathematically we can write this F, which is exerted by the magnetic field on the conductor. F equals to B into I into L. B represent the magnetic field. The electric field is represented by E. Magnetic field is represented by B. I is the current and L is the length of the conductor. So we can say that whatever the force is exerted on the conductor, that is directly proportional to the magnetic field, current and the length of the conductor. If we increase the magnetic field, force also, the magnitude of the force also increases. If we increase the strength of the amount of the magnitude of the current, the force also increases. If we increase the length of the conductor, then also force also increases. This is a practical diagram. Practically it will be proved, okay, that this force is directly proportional to B, I and L. But derivation is not there in your syllabus. Just you remember this equation, F equals to Bill, B-I-L, Bill, not double L, only Bill, B-I-L. So here we consider one magnet, horseshoe magnet. This is the north pole and this is the south pole. So in which direction magnetic field exerted? We know that north pole to south pole, and it is denoted by arrow sign. The dotted line is the magnetic field. Now we place, if this is a horseshoe magnet, so magnetic field is from thumb to forefinger. Okay, in a perpendicularly we placed a conductor inside this magnetic field. Perpendicularly perpendicular to the magnetic field. And this conductor is connected with a wire, okay, to the two ends of a conductor connected with a wire, and that wire is connected through a battery and through a key. And this stand we also used for this holding properly. So what we see that when the key or switch is closed, the current starts flowing through this circuit, positive to negative. Whenever current is flowing through this wire, what happened? The magnetic field, this magnetic field exert on the force on the conductor. So now in this condition, the current direction is this side. Okay. Here to here, then this side to this side, negative. Now in this case, in which direction force is applied? Now using the Fleming's left hand rule. So this one is a magnetic field. Okay. Magnetic field. North to south. So low to up, down to up, this side. This is the current this side, current like this way. Okay. So in which direction force is exert? Outside direction. This is the magnetic field, this is the current, and this is, first you stretch your hand mutually perpendicular to each other, and according to the diagram you just represent your fingers like this way. Magnetic field this side to this side, current this side to this side, so force outward direction, so outward direction. Now if we change the direction of electric current, that means if we change this polarity of the battery, this side negative, this side positive, so what happened? The direction of force also changes. Like now in that time, like this way, this side, the force is acts in inner side of the magnet. Understand? So it is practically proved. Okay, it is practically proved, and it is also practically proved, and also it is proved that if we increase the strength of the magnetic field, if we increase the amount of current, if we increase the length of the conductor, the force, whatever the force exert on the conductor, that also increases. That means strength of the force or the magnitude of the force also increases. Clear? So in this class we studied the magnetic field due to a solenoid, and we see that we get the same pattern as that of a bar magnet. For the better result, we use a soft iron core inside that solenoid. Okay. Now we studied the Fleming's. After that, we studied the Fleming's left hand rule. In Fleming's left hand rule, we remember like father, mother, child rule. If the thumb, forefinger and the middle finger of our left hand stretch mutually perpendicular to each other, and if forefinger represent the magnetic field, middle finger represent the direction of current, then thumb will gives us the direction of force. And this is one practical example of a force which exerted by the magnetic field on a conductor when it's placed inside the magnetic field perpendicularly. Now, by applying the Fleming's left hand rule, we can easily find out in which direction force will exert it. And also it will prove that if we change the polarity of the battery, or if we change the direction of the current, the direction of force also changes, and that also we find out using the Fleming's left hand rule. And practically it is proved that whatever the force exert on the conductor, it is directly proportional to the magnetic field, current and the length of the conductor. So mathematically the equation of that force is F equals to B into I into L. Bill. F equals to Bill. The force exerted on a current carrying conductor when it placed inside a magnetic field perpendicularly. Understand? Thank you very much. If you have any problem Please write in a comment box. I will try my best to give that answer. Thank you very much.